President Donald Trump ordered a wave of new U.S. strikes against the Houthi rebels in Yemen on March 15th, ramping up a fight that has been simmering on the back burner for months. In a post on his Truth Social platform, Trump wrote, quote, "Today I have ordered the United States military to launch decisive and powerful military action against the Houthi terrorists in Yemen. They have waged an unrelenting campaign of piracy, violence, and terrorism against American and other ships, aircraft, and drones," unquote. A short while later, the U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, shared footage of F-18 Super Hornet fighter jets launching from the deck of an aircraft carrier, which they said would deliver precision airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen. Further footage from CENTCOM showed land attack cruise missiles firing from a guided missile warship and ordnance landing on a target. Having fought in the region for more than a decade, the Houthis are no strangers to heavy bombardment, and it remains to be seen what impact these new U.S. strikes will have. The Houthi movement, also known as Ansar Allah, first emerged in Yemen in the 1990s. A Shia Islamist movement, the Houthis grew in opposition to the existing government of the Republic of Yemen. These tensions boiled over in the fall of 2014 as the Houthis took control over the Yemeni capital of Sana'a with little to no resistance. The Houthis briefly shared power with that existing government structure, but the Yemeni president at the time, Abdrabbuh Mansour Hadi, and other members of his government resigned, leaving the Houthis as the dominant force in Sana'a and forming a new government in exile in the southern port city of Aden. Yemen has remained in a state of disunity since 2014. In that time, the Houthis have maintained control over Sana'a, while their opponents have fractured into a variety of competing factions. Yemen's civil war soon became a proxy battle for regional influence. Saudi Arabia led a coalition of other Arab states to intervene against the Houthis. Meanwhile, Iran has provided clandestine support to those Yemeni rebels. Toward the end of his first term in office, Trump had the Houthis designated as a foreign terrorist organization and as a specially designated global terrorist group. Within days of taking office, President Joe Biden undid both of those terror group labels. Though still ongoing, the fighting of the Yemeni civil war has subsided in recent years. After Hamas attacked Israel on October 7, 2023, the Houthis turned their attention outward. As Israeli forces began bombarding the Gaza Strip, the Houthis started launching missiles and attack drones at Israel and claimed they would continue this pattern of attacks as long as Israeli forces continue to fight in Gaza. The Houthis also began to target commercial ships in the nearby waterways, including the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea, slowing international shipping through a key choke point. After Israel and Hamas reached a temporary ceasefire in January, the Houthi attacks stopped. Now, amid signs the ceasefire could collapse, and as Israeli forces have resumed some limited strikes in Gaza and cut off humanitarian aid shipments into the territory, the Houthis have threatened to once again attack Israeli ships in the region. As the Houthis turned their fire on Israel and the Red Sea last year, the Biden administration relisted the group as a specially designated global terrorist entity and ordered several rounds of U.S. airstrikes targeting Houthi facilities in Yemen. Despite these U.S. strikes, Houthi attacks during the Biden administration continued. The Yemeni rebel faction even began to fire on U.S. warships in the region. Though Houthi missiles and drones have yet to clearly land a successful hit on a U.S. warship or aircraft, the guided missile cruiser USS Gettysburg accidentally shot down a U.S. F-18 Super Hornet in a friendly fire incident in December, as the ship mistook fighter jets returning from strikes over Yemen as an incoming Houthi threat. In his Truth Social post on Saturday, Trump criticized Biden's handling of the Red Sea crisis. Trump wrote, quote, "Joe Biden's response was pathetically weak, so the unrestrained Houthis just kept going. It has been over a year since a U.S.-flagged commercial ship safely sailed through the Suez Canal, the Red Sea, or the Gulf of Aden," unquote. Since returning to the White House for a second term, Trump has ordered the Houthis to once again be listed as a foreign terrorist organization. On March 15th, as he ordered the latest round of airstrikes on Yemen, Trump issued a new warning message, quote, "To all Houthi terrorists, your time is up and your attacks must stop starting today. If they don't, Hell will rain down upon you like nothing you have ever seen before. To Iran, support for the Houthi terrorists must end immediately. Do not threaten the American people, their president, who has received one of the largest mandates in presidential history, or worldwide shipping lanes. If you do, beware, because America will hold you fully accountable and we won't be nice about it." Unquote. So, will these new U.S. strikes finally stop the Houthi attacks, or will these Yemeni fighters keep at it? If they do continue fighting, how far will Trump go? If you've watched this far, consider subscribing and leave a comment letting me know what you think.